say remix.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Hope you're all doing very well, and welcome back to a very special match preview. It's England versus the United States of America, and I couldn't be joined by a more perfect guest than my man Alexis from Soccer Cooligans. How you doing, my friend?
What's going on, Owen? Happy to be here. Pardon me. I'm excited. This is a fun one. This is the one I've been talking a lot of shit about this game, so I'm excited it's coming up finally.
Yes, and first of all, as well, part of my manners, happy Thanksgiving as well.
Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's where we, for those of you in England who don't know, that's when we give thanks for being undefeated against England in World Cups.
Wow. I mean, you know what? That was going to be my first question. I was going to say, how are you feeling ahead of this one? But the answer is very confident, is it not then?
Very confident, about as confident as I've ever been going up against England. In 2010, I thought we had a chance. Right. And I think we played above our level. This one, if we play to our level, I think we beat you guys.
Whoa. Well, okay, this is quite interesting then, because I watched the USA versus Wales game. I watched the opener, and it was interesting because I was hearing conflicting things. You can kind of set me straight on this one. What was the feeling going into the tournament from the USA perspective? Was there optimism? Was there... You know, there's some players now that are playing regularly across Europe. We've got a good chance. What was the thought process?
I mean, there was withdrawn confidence, but there's also a little bit of having our chest out because we're not, it's not the Landon Donovans and the Clint Dempseys where we're like, see, we are good. We don't need that anymore. We don't need England's approval. We don't care. It's called soccer. All right, we took 21 Savage from y'all. We made him a better rapper. This is what we do now, okay? We're walking in with, we know we could ball. The thing is, everyone keeps talking about the fact that we couldn't close out Wales. Absolutely couldn't. We also did know how to handle when they switched tactics on us in the second half. That said, if the U.S. team that showed up in the first half against Wales shows up against England, you guys are losing 2-1. You guys cannot handle when we're playing those triangles. We're going to draw your defenders out. You're also going to draw our defenders out. We play a high line. You're going to get those options. Saka, for me, is the one we have to worry about. Serginho Dest is going to have his hands full trying to keep up with him. But as long as we can find a way to keep him busy, keep him frustrated, Harry Kane, unless we give up penalties, which we did against Wales, he's not scoring. And I know he's not at 100% right now either. I think it's going to be one of those things of whoever finishes better, because we're both going to get chances. Whoever finishes those chances, they get better, is going to be the team that wins. I think we're going to be able to draw your defenders out way better than we could against Wales. Wales had so many dudes in the box. The highlights should be posted on Pornhub. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing.
I mean, is that the reaction then from the US point of view that actually, Wales, it was just a case of not closing it out, but there were plenty of positives to take? Because I was watching that game, and specifically in that first half, I thought Wales were really poor. It was a real sort of a shocking performance from them. And like you said, second half, they brought on Kiefer Moore, had a bit of a target man. They could hold up the ball a bit better. Is that kind of the thought process and the feeling from the US? Then actually, we did all right. We should just closed it out.
Yeah, I mean, if there's multiple ways to look at it, but if you want to look at it as from the Wales point of view, and that you're looking at it from the bias of, well, Wales is a better footballing nation than the U.S., so I'm going to look at it from that perspective, which is fair. I'm going to look at it from the opposite perspective.
From you saying it's called soccer, deal with it.
You invented the word. If it's your fault more than anything. But it isn't. Now it's called soccer. It's the Premier League of soccer, dude. The Manchester United soccer team.
Blasphemous.
Doesn't it? It's must. MUSD works better than MUFC, When you look at the way the US lined up against Wales, the things we wanted to do in that first half, we were doing. If we played our system correctly, we would draw out defenders. It wasn't happening often, but in those moments when we did, we were slow to react. There's going to be those moments where Greg Berhalter, the coach of the men's national team, will be able to sit there and say, here's what we did extremely well, here's what we didn't. I know we only had one shot on goal, but when you look at the opportunities we could have had the system worked the way it was supposed to, or had the players reacted as quickly as they could, we would have had way more opportunities on goal. And honestly, I think we would have made it 3-0, 3-1 in the first half easily. The other thing I think English people just aren't willing to accept, or at least looking at, because there are players that play in Europe, only one player that touched the pitch that day for the U.S. has ever been in a World Cup before. Tim
That's
Ream is
interesting.
35 years old. This is his first World Cup. He's also playing next to the guy he plays to at his club at Fulham with Anthony Robinson right there. And they looked incredible. We made one mistake, one really bad mistake, and it cost us 2 points. Had we not made that mistake, we would have had an ugly 1-0 win against Wales. And you wouldn't be saying, oh, we're going to beat you. You'd be saying you couldn't even put 4 up against Wales. The narrative will stay the same from coming from your side of the pond. Going back the other way, we're walking in with a confidence where we don't have anything to prove. The only thing we have to prove is that we're going to be beating you. And that's the only thing we have to prove. And we have to do it on that day. I think you guys are going to get more shots on target for sure, because I think you guys have that experience where we don't just yet. But I think we're going to win. I still think we're going to win 2-1.
Oh, so clearly then, you've come in here with a lot of chess today. This must be then the game that the people in the US are looking forward to the most. This is the game, certainly I think, from the English perspective, that when the group was drawn, we went, America once again. They want to shake away the cobwebs of Rob Green from Johannesburg in 2010, from that awful mistake. They want to shake that away. Is this the game that you're looking forward to the most?
This was it. This is our Super Bowl. This is
the World Cup.
yeah. This game is the one everyone. I don't know if you know this, but the day after Thanksgiving is a national holiday called Black Friday.
Yes, I've heard
everyone
this,
everyone in our country has a day off. We are going to be watching this game. It's on midday. You couldn't pick a better time. You couldn't pick a better place. You couldn't pick a better team to be playing against. And I know Rob Green was like, oh, Rob Green, he made a mistake. Well, good thing you guys use a keeper in Pickford who's not known for making mistakes. Yeah. So luckily this is going to be easy peasy for you guys. I honestly think you guys you just aren't prepared for Yunus Musa, 19 years old, looks like a world beater. He's at Valencia after this World Cup. I believe he's going to be getting calls from some major clubs. You've got Brendan Aronson, who started playing really, really well in Leeds, has earned that respect. There's chance for him. That's a huge deal for the English to even chant an American's name. You're starting to see it's not just Christian Pulisic and 10 other guys. You're starting to see that there is some real quality in that midfield from box to box. The one thing we are missing is an in and out, absolute, only concentrated on scoring striker. We've got a guy named Haji Wright who plays in Turkey, who even we were shocked who got called up. We've got Josh Sargent, who dropped down to Championship with Norwich, but is playing really well. He's in form, which is sometimes all you want. We don't have our Harry Kane. That's the one thing where I think we miss out against you guys. Even though you probably win if we do 11 versus 11 across the board, the one thing I think we do better as a team is play as a team. So I'd rather have my full 11 than your full 11, because I do think we will be better on that day as a unit.
Well, I mean, I'm impressed with the confidence. I will throw some confidence back at you, because when it comes to Gareth Southgate in England, I haven't been the biggest fan. This might surprise you. I think that he plays too cautious football at times. I think that even when we've got to the World Cup semi-final and the European Championship final, we've had easy runs and we haven't been able to get the job done. But at the same time, I know it's only Iran, and I know that they were terrible, they were awful, but we still scored 6 goals, and it was 6-2, and we've got a lot of impressive attacking talent. I mean, when you can bring someone like Rashford off the bench, when you can bring Grealish off the bench, and they're both getting goals. To your point, Saka, absolutely phenomenal, and what a young talent he is. When you've got Harry Kane, who can score goals, yes, it's up in the air about his status at the moment. I think he's had a scan on his ankle, but reports out today he should be okay, he should be available. I don't think it's going to be as comfortable as Iran, clearly. I think you're right. I think it'll make it difficult for us. But I think that England, as long as we don't have this element of caution that Southgate does tend to do, and it's going to be really interesting to see what formation he sets up with, if he decides to pay respect to the US or he doesn't, and that would be by playing an extra defensive midfielder. If we see someone like Calvin Phillips start alongside Declan Rice, that's okay, he's giving you respect. If he starts with the midfield, he's going with against Iran, but he played a 4-3-3, and he played Bellingham in there as well, who was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, generational talent. Then I think the US will have a lot of problems. Before we go on to the quick fire round, because I'm going to pose you some of the difficult questions ahead of this World Cup group stage game, I do want to kind of just pivot off just slightly, because obviously you cover all of the MLS. There are rumours about Messi possibly going to Inter Miami, and now that Cristiano Ronaldo is a free agent, is there a possibility he could come to the MLS as well? What are your thoughts on possibly the two GOATs in America?
Look, Messi, I think from what we've heard, it's a done deal.
Right.
He's going to Inter Miami. He's going to be in Miami for 2 years. I know he said he doesn't want to play too much longer, so I don't think it's going to be this, like, you know, when David Villa came over, everyone's like, oh, he's retired. And he played a bunch more years past his contract. And then he went to Japan after that. I think this is it for Messi. I think he wants to build his sort of legacy in the U.S. a little bit, build his name and his brand, because it's a lot like when Beckham would touch down. Before anyone knew anything about football, he would be mobbed because he was a superstar. Messi is the same way. People know who he is. He gets mobbed everywhere he goes in the U.S., but I think he wants to build on that. Hopefully Ronaldo doesn't come here. It's just, first of all, you know, with some of the legal issues he's had in the past here in the U.S., can I say it that way? Because I want to be respectful, and I'm on a Manchester United channel, even though he's not respectful to you guys at all. Did he just get a watch with a photo of him scoring a header against you guys?
I don't know.
Yeah, he did. When he was at Real Madrid.
He's busy playing chess with Messi now over like whatever it is, a suitcase and all this kind of stuff.
Right. And right now the Japanese team is sitting next to them because they keep memeing him. Yeah. Shouts to Japan for beating Germany. I don't want Cristiano Ronaldo anywhere near football in this country. I think we've made too many strides to do something like that. That said, because of the money, I can see it happening, and if anyone is going to do it, it's David Beckham. But I do also think he is a little bit worried about some of the legal troubles that he's had here, and that may stop him from coming here. And if I'm being honest, if I can take all that away, if somebody offers you $350 million for 2 years to do what you love, buddy, go to Saudi Arabia. They just beat Argentina. You'd be a bigger name than that whole team there.
Exactly. I mean, and clearly their league isn't all that bad if all the players play in the Saudi league. So it's not that bad at all. So there you go. Well, there's an update from Ronaldo and Messi go to the MLS. But next, we'll go to the quick fire round. I'm going to pose the hard-hitting questions to Alexis. How far can the USA go in this tournament?
If we get past the round of 16, we're throwing a parade.
Can England win the World Cup?
Not in my lifetime.
Wow, that's harsh. Who will win the World Cup?
I used to say Argentina, but now it might just be Brazil.
And why?
When you said rapid fire, I thought you meant answer as quickly as possible. Yeah. I honestly, they're just too much talent. I think France has a lot of talent, and I think this is Mbappe's World Cup. I think he is now the GOAT because this is his World Cup, but I don't think they have the defensive fortitude. I do think, Neymar being who he is, I wouldn't say this is his last World Cup, but it's probably the last World Cup at the peak where he's at. This just feels like there's so much talent that you could really field 2 different 11s and still probably get to the final with Brazilian players. So I just feel like there's just too much there.
Which England player scares you the most?
Great question. Gareth Southgate, but only if he's looking at me while I'm waking up. This is not a good-looking dude. I would say what player scares me the most is Saka, because I'm an Arsenal supporter through and through. I love Saka. The brace was incredible. I'm glad that he's showing up, in a way where he didn't necessarily show up in the Euros. He's quieting some of the fan base that I don't agree with too much over there. So I love that. But I also think he's just one of those guys that if you play him aggressively, he'll get around you. If you give him space, he'll get past you. If you play him to the left, he goes to the right. If you play him to the right, he goes to the left. He's just one of those guys that I just love to watch on the ball. I just really hate when the defender is wearing the U.S. Stars and Stripes. So he scares me the most.
Will the USA qualify out of Group B?
Absolutely are we going to qualify. Look, had we beaten Wales, I thought we'd top the group. But because unfortunately we dropped points, so I think the best we can do right now is second place, and I absolutely think we'll get it.
Can football ever become the most popular sport in the United States?
It already is, but it's a different football, and that I think is the problem. I think soccer, if you will. I think football, gaucho, balompié. I think it will continue to rise in popularity. There's already more fans of the sport in America than there are in England. That's just because we're a massive country. So if you think about it that way, we already have a bigger fan base here, and people think no one cares about it here. Imagine when double that number cares. Imagine when triple that number cares. It's only going to continue to grow and grow, and everyone that shows up in this country decides to move to America and make this their home. They bring with them their footballing heritage and knowledge, and that is just continue to create a groundswell here where I think you're going to see by the time 2026 is done, that World Cup is done, people are going to be like, damn, it used to be our sport. and now it's America's sport.
And finally, will the USA reach a World Cup final in your lifetime?
We will before England does. That's my answer. We don't have the media pressure y'all have either, bro. We're doing this under the radar. Don't nobody talk about it here. We ain't got that pressure, bro.
So there you go. There's Alexis' answers. Some controversial ones there, saying that USA is going to reach a World Cup final before England. I tell you what, if that's the case, man, we lost the sport to you, and then I can imagine. Either way, prediction time. What are your predictions for this game? Are you going to go with a US win?
I think it's going to be 2-0 in the first half for the US. And I think all of the England players are going to go into their dressing room and they're going to look around and they're going to go, damn, I guess it is called soccer.
That's a lot of chest. I wasn't expecting this. I've got to fight my corner. I think England will comfortably win. I'm going to go with a 3-0, possibly even a 4-0. I think that England, as long again as Gareth Southgate doesn't do cautious football, as long as he ensures that he plays the right talent, the attacking talent, people like Bellingham, I don't think the US are going to be able to handle him. People like Saka, they're coming into the tournament with form. This is where it really does actually benefit England coming into this Winter World Cup is we've got a period of time now where our players, because it's halfway through the league, they're in such form. People like Saka, they're just picked up where they left off for Arsenal, top of the league. So even without Harry Kane, I think Harry Kane's obviously a critical player for us. But even when he came off and you had someone like Callum Wilson came on, he assisted a goal for Jack Grealish too. So I'm confident England get the victory. But at the same time, if the US do make it difficult for us as the game goes on, anything's possible, and it is England in a World Cup. Historically, we've been known to bottle it once or twice. So
yeah, it's kind of your thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's become a bit of a thing for us. So I'm going to still go confident. I'm still going to go 3. You know what? I'm going to even go 4. I'm going to go 4-0 and say it's going to be a rout. And we're going to celebrate it until the next World Cup when you host. And then inevitably probably end up playing you again. Just the way it works.
I love this full sense of confidence that the game against Iran has given you guys. Please, I hope the players agree with you guys and just walk in thinking this is going to be just a kickabout.
False sense of confidence. You're bragging about a 1-1 draw of Wales.
Yeah. We played them well. And by the way, Wales is going to come at you just as hard as we're going to come at you. We both want to beat you really bad, just like we did in that war in 1776. That wasn't the war.
Well, there you go. I didn't realize we were going to go that far back. Be sure to smash a like on the like button.
Again, we're undefeated against England, baby.
Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Remember, you can join the UV Members Club. Links in the video description. You can also check out Alexis. All of the links in the video description as well. Check him out. He's all over the place in this World Cup. I've seen you on CBS Sports. I've seen you all over the place. Give a shout out what you've been doing.
Yeah, man. I was on CBS Sports for their Serie A coverage. We're on Metal Media now. We're doing daily episodes over on the Cooligans during the World Cup. We were just hosting a big event in Atlanta. We hosted a big event not too long ago in Miami. We've got stuff coming up. We just keep traveling. We're all over the place. We're doing as much as possible. At Soccer Cooligans on everything. We're the Cooligans instead of hooligans. COOLIGANS. Love you guys. Thank you, obviously, to you, Flex, Josh, and everyone over at United View. You guys make absolutely incredible content. If you guys could just change your name to Manchester United Soccer Team, I think you guys would do a little bit better.
Well, there you go. You can let us know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. We're out of there. We'll speak to you again very soon. Peace.